And hello, Shark fans. This is your beloved Soldier of the Inverted Cross, Rip the Full-Blown Freak Show, here for a very special Rip's Robot Mode Reviews. Today we're having a look at Wei Jiang, MW-01, I believe, Rendsora, aka, to you and me, KO Oversized, KO Oversized, the Last Night Megatron. This thing's awesome. It's wonderful quality. And I'm not going to be one of the self-pretentious cunts on YouTube that says don't go buy a KO when it is clearly better than the legitimate product. Go buy this thing. I know Hasbro designed it. I know they pirated and bootlegged the design. But there's an old saying that goes, if you want something done right, do it yourself. They fixed every problem Hasbro made. They made this thing the correct size. They added stuff to it. As far as I'm concerned, I fully endorse a KO if it's a good KO. I know that's going to piss some people off. They're going to be like, no, support the official release. And I will support the official release if the official release appeals to me and doesn't suck ass. Not saying the Voyager one does. It's just too small for what I wanted. This is perfect. To each their own, though. First of all, let me go ahead and say, Wei Jiang added these panels, unlike Hasbro, who left the arms hollow. They added wrist swivels, which should have been added to the Voyager, because, well, he's a sword wielder. He needs a wrist swivel. The only thing I wish they would have done was you took the mask gimmick from the leader class one and put it on him, because the battle mask is really cool. Other than that, there's not too much different from this one and the Voyager, from what I've been told. Scale-wise, this guy's 11.5 inches. He's very tall. There's a Marvel Legend next to him. And for better scale, this is going to be really hard to do, but I want to try it. Here's one of the old leader classes when Hasbro actually made good size figures for $50 with electronics, by the way. Now you get a flimsy piece of crap. But again, back to this figure. There's about 3 versions of this guy floating around from what I've seen. And luckily I got this chest plate. It's the chest plate that's always different. This one's silver, obviously, which looks great. There's a clear red one and a clear gold one, which also means the sword ends up being clear gold and clear red. Mine is red with some silver over it, which looks really good. I don't even mind that that's not movie accurate. As for anything, like I said, anything different on this guy, there's not too much different from the official release on articulation. The paint looks much better. The gold looks much better than the freaking yellow they used. And just to throw this out there, even though he scales perfectly with Human Alliance Starscream, and not Human Alliance Starscream, Human Alliance Barricade, and Hunt for the Decepticons, Reveal the Shield, Revenge of the Fallen, whatever, Leader Class movie Starscream. They scale perfectly together. They look beautiful together, even though they weren't in the movie together. You have no idea what I'd give for them to bring Charlie Adler as back as Starscream and Frank Welker Megatron together. I'd love that. It's like a freaking wet dream for me. Articulation on this guy is going to be kind of hard to show you guys, but I am going to do the best I can. And I want to say he's got die-cast metal in his feet and on the tips of his jet mode. On his wings, I mean. The head, I'm going to have to move the light over a bit. Ooh. Okay, head is on a ball joint that can move up and down a little bit. Wish I had more up and down, but plenty of range, good swivel. Each of the shoulders has this little panel that can lift up to let the arms come out, and these are on very tight ratchets. His arms are on friction joints, pretty tight though, so they're not going to be floppy or anything on you. You're going to be good to go with that. Very tight, I wish this was a little more loose, a very tight bicep swivel. The fusion cannon looks wonderful. elbows can go about that far. And as mentioned before, there is a wrist swivel. Now, I know a lot of people had said they wished there would have been a waist swivel. Kind of hard to add one of all this junk, you know, on him. I can't really fault him for that. You can lift these skirts up. And I'm sorry if my audio's all over the place. It's really hard to review this bastard. Also, they added this lovely paint there on the front of the skirts. These are friction joints. Out all the way, forward, back, thigh swivel, good knee joint. I'll do it on this leg as well. And you can bend the foot back a bit to add to that knee. Foot can also move forward a bit. And he's got some insane, even goes further than that, ankle pivot. He also has a way to store the sword on the back, though. That's nothing impressive. He's a very stable figure. I just have to get him in a good pose. But he is a very stable action figure. Very hefty feeling. The plastic feels very thick and chunky. Nothing feels very thin or breaky on him. It all just feels absolutely wonderful. And this guy's going for 44 bucks on TF Direct with free shipping. So he is there for, and again, just trying to increase the light. This thing hates me sometimes. There we go. He is going for less than the official leader class and going for only slightly more than the Voyager, which is not getting stocked anywhere apparently, because online it's extremely expensive, and I haven't even seen them in stores. So yeah, I highly suggest you flip Hasbro the bird on this one, and you go pick this guy up. It'll be the best thing you've ever done for yourself. This is probably my favorite Megatron now that I own. I love this thing. It looks amazing. It's going to finish very high, short of it breaking in half or something randomly. It's going to finish very high on my figures I got this year list. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful figure, and I love it. I can't say that enough. I was so excited. I was hoping at some point we would get an oversized version of this guy. But I was like, oh, it'll probably be a while before we do, because this guy's pretty recent. And I doubt they're going to, but I mean, literally, this thing has popped up online before freaking the official one. So again, props to Wei Jiang for making their product available, unlike Hasbro. And again, don't mean to sound like I'm being a dick to Hasbro here. It's just, they make good figures. They really have, showed they can make good figures with Star Wars and with Marvel, but they seem to neglect their Transformers, and I don't know why. It's like, thinner plastic, more fragile parts. Let's add light piping to break it. I mean, I know people love light piping, but I wish they would kind of just start doing away with it. That's why I've loved Titan's Return so much. But again, still, if you want a smaller scale Megatron, the Voyager is going to be perfect for you. It doesn't have the wrist swivels, and it doesn't have the arm covers like this one does, but it'll still be good for you. This one, to me, is perfect. It's what I wanted. A huge Megatron. Just like when I buy a Godzilla, I want it to tower over everything else. This Megatron, while not in scale with, like I said, human figures, definitely towers over them. So, that makes me happy. Again, to have one at scale, it had to be even bigger, but this to me is great. If you can find one, get one. It is worth it. Pass on the leader class. This one's much better. And until next time, this has been your beloved Soldier of the Inverted Cross, Rip the Full-Blown Freak Show, signing off. Farewell.